What's good, YouTube? I never thought I would be doing a video reaction to a video, but AznEyes, you're one of the bigger YouTubers, and when you say an outlandish statement like, it would take no skill to win a YCS, guess what? You're going to get a little bit of backlash from the community. There's not a single YCS champion out there that is going to go with your claims, which is under, what, 150 people total have this title of YCS champion, and you discredit it by saying it would take no skill. You discredit the prior achievements. And let's go over some things you got wrong first. Final Countdown has never won a YCS. That strategy has never won one. Burn won a YCS under the pilot of Kenny So in 2007 at Gen Con, but Final Countdown has never, ever won a YCS. Even in the top 4 situation of a YCS, you're going to get nervous and make mistakes. You're on stage, you're under the eyes of almost everybody watching there, on stage with people watching you, so sometimes you just get things out of order. He made the play with everything in order and just forgot to activate Book of Eclipse, ended up in the situation, and basically left the situation because he realized his mistake. So in order to win these tournaments, you have to have an understanding of other decks as well. There was a Mermail player in the top 4, and ABC is able to make their own Dweller, but they have to understand Mermail and know to activate it in the standby phase, hoping not to get Chalice so they don't get Kaiju'd. And people who are able to play that way when the dice roll and make their Dweller first are going to have a huge advantage, where an ABC player who does not know to do that is going to get severely punished. Also in your video, you touch on it, but you do not emphasize intentional cheating versus unintentional. You quote a banned player. Roy St. Clair was once banned from the game as all winners cheat. Like, all winners do not cheat. This is a complete fallacy. Like, you are not able to just say and generalize that. Now, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a living card game where it changes almost monthly. New cards are added to the card pool almost every month. So yes, people are going to not read and understand their cards fully and try to do things with them that they cannot. This is unintentional cheating because you're trying to activate effects or use cards to the way that they're not able to. For months, nobody corrected me when I would Xyz Universe DDD Kali King. And that's not me trying to cheat, that was me thinking it got its effect because I was thinking it was Xyz summoned when it was not. Keeping up is not always possible even for the best players. They have school, they have lives, they have jobs. They're not always able to just keep up and playtest and be told that they're doing things wrong. ABCs are not alphabet soup. They are not a top in a box. They are not a simple unbox these and you have a top. Guess what? You have to know when to tag out your buster. You have to know what to do with your buster. You have to have the ability to think about where you're going next with the deck. And fully to emphasize, regionals are not YCSs. They are not even close. There is a term for YCS that is a premier top made and presented by Konami. A regional is not that kind of event. So quoting regionals and regional tops where you're able to go and play different kinds of decks and more lax strategies and tops and comparing them to YCSs just because they are seen as competitive is nothing near the same level. Now, one thing with your argument is when a strategy comes out, players that are worse with the deck will top because A, they've had less practice with it, and B, it's a new strategy that even if it's powerful may get them there past. So when you're saying skill, there are players with less skill that will do better, but they're not unskilled. I have not heard of a player with less than 8 months experience in the game topping a YCS, and that's very, very quick. Usually they played for a year plus before they top a YCS, and there's a reason for that. You can't just unbox your structure decks and top. And with powerful structure decks and powerful decks in general, it becomes skill intensive very quickly. From Seattle, with Necros, we saw an extreme rate of growth in the mirror match, and that's why players like Denny Yu and Patrick Hopen were able to top and be able to do things that they were able to do, like Tech Secret Village and Solemn Scolding, and deck building came into play as well. With ABC, we will see it become a little more skill intensive, but there are still other decks in the format. It is not tier 0 with ABC. We see the evolution of the deck and playing against each other, and people will learn. And it's not just an automatic skillless top. But yes, at the beginning of formats, it will take a little less skill and a bit more deck building in order to go further. And to wrap up these notes, if you're going to talk and discredit YCS tops, where's yours?